is it is September 1st, 2023 at 5:06 p.m. I'm on my way home from work. I basically just want to kind of treat this like a journal. I journaled in a little notebook when I was younger, probably 10 years ago now. And I think it can be a nice way to kind of debrief at the end of a day or a week, depending on how often you do it. I don't know how often I'm going to be doing these ones, but whatever. Kind of just using this for myself, just a kind of a way to reflect and a way to kind of debrief, get thoughts out there, kind of brainstorm. Etc., etc. I think right now life is good. It's pretty jam-packed full of stuff. Rebecca and I are getting married towards the end of October. It's a lot of work. Anyone that's been married before has gone through that or helped someone through the whole process of planning a wedding and actually doing it knows it's a ton of work, and we don't have a wedding planner. We're kind of trying to do it on a super tight budget. Neither one of us have a whole lot of money, and even if we did, we're not the kind of people that are going to drop $30,000-$40,000. Like the national average is just, it's insane. It's absolutely insane to spend that much money essentially on a party. The outcome is the same whether you spend $5 or $50,000 or $500,000. Like, you're still married to the person that you love. The money, spending a ton of money on something. If you want to, that's your thing. But we don't require that. We don't have the money to do it anyway, even if we wanted to. So we don't have a wedding planner. We're thrifting a lot of it, which we like to do anyway. We like going to thrift stores, Savers, Salvation Army, Goodwill, that kind of stuff. We love that kind of stuff. And so we figured, what better way to save money and enjoy the process, kind of a 2-for-1 kind of thing. So, we're doing that. I'm also in the process of changing my last name from my legal last name, which is my father's last name. It's kind of a whole. I guess it's not complicated. Biologically, I'm not associated with my father's last name. He was adopted, and so that name that is my legal name, I have really no connection to. I don't really have a connection, really, or a relationship with my father, so it's not, that name really means nothing to me. No hate, no disrespect, my grandparents, I love them to death. And they're very active in my life. They were, especially when I was a kid, they were always around. Easter was the time, that was kind of our holiday with them. So that was really cool. I'm a lot closer physically, in geographical proximity to my mom's side of the family. And just, I have a closer relationship with that side of the family, and that's the side of the family that I associate this the strongest with is that side. And so I'm in the process of changing my name to that last name, my mom's last name. it's just a lot of like the court process. You know, you gotta go to court, you gotta have hearings and all this stuff, and like it's kind of a lot of money. At least for me right now, you know, it's like $700. Fortunately, my grandfather, my mom's dad, he wanted to. That's his wedding gift to my fiance and I. So, he wanted to pay for that. Oh, look at the little puppy! Oh God, so cute. It's so cute. Anyway, that's all I got is struck by a puppy. Yeah, that was what he wanted to contribute, which is huge. So I none of that. I'm not paying for any of that. So that's really cool. But it's long story short. You have to have your intent to change your name, notice of name change or whatever, posted in your local newspaper for a 4-week cycle, and then if nobody contests that, then it goes through, basically, which just is such an archaic thing, like way of doing it. It doesn't make any sense to me. I mean, it's 2023, not 1923, you know. It's just, it seems like it's just weird. Anyway, so I paid for that part, or my grandfather did, and they put it in the wrong paper. They put it in LA County paper, not an Orange County paper. So it's like, cool, great. So I had my hearing 2 days ago on the 30th, and the person, it wasn't the judge, it was some, I don't know, whatever clerk or whatever, whoever was conducting the hearing, was like, well, unfortunately, since it was published in LA County paper, we can't go forward until it's been published in an Orange County paper. So I was like, cool. You know, great. So we've been yesterday I took, you know, the morning off, and we went to the courthouse and tried to just be like, hey, this is what happened. Oh, and I called the newspaper, the lady I was talking, the lady I was in contact with. She's super sweet, was really cool about it, was like, hey, that was completely our fault. Emailed me basically a statement that said, hey, it's our fault, you know, it should have been published in the Orange County one, and it was published in LA. That was our fault, our bad. They're not going to charge me again to put it in the Orange County one, so that's cool. So yeah, basically we really need it to be done before the wedding, because that kind of defeats the whole purpose, right? But the next hearing date or whatever is going to be after the wedding. So it just kind of complicates everything with the wedding, the marriage license and all that stuff. So we have to plead our case to the judge and say, hey, we need an expedited hearing, which only costs, I think it's like $60 extra, which blows my mind because everything else is so insanely expensive. So I was like, okay, well, money isn't really the issue with it. It's just timing and whether it basically comes down to, is the judge going to be cool about it or not? If we get a judge that's not cool, you know, tough. It's going to be really complicated and potentially more expensive. But if the judge is just like, whatever, fine, good luck, here you go, then that would just be like super cool. Anyway, on to other things. I moved out of my apartment. Well, it's in a house. It's a room in a house. Moved out of the room in Westminster, and I'm moving into the apartment that Rebecca's family built above the garage at their house. Her uncle and her uncle's girlfriend and her daughter live there now, but they're moving out. I think they should be all moved out by tomorrow, I believe. So then that's going to be our spot, which would be kind of cool. We're going to be saving a lot of money, as opposed to having to find another place in Orange County where you don't even want to know how much it is to even just breathe here. It's ridiculously expensive and quite frankly overrated, in my opinion. But this is where our family is. This is where Rebecca's family is. They're older. They're not in great health, so that's really important for her to stay local to them, which I completely 100% understand. At this point, this is like a best case scenario, moving upstairs in the apartment. So, and it's our own spot. It's our own place. You gonna go or what? Well, now you can't because someone's getting over. Orange County drivers, right? So yeah, I mean, we moved all my stuff out. Finished moving out yesterday. I have my Bajaj scooter still at the house in Westminster, but everything else is pretty much in the backyard at the new place, at her family's house, and in the house too. So I'm basically there's like a few days interim period, so I'm just crashing on the couch for now. So. Which is fine. It's not a problem in the slightest, and honestly, very thankful that they're super cool. What else? Starting yesterday, I didn't go, but yesterday until going through till Monday is the 2023 Soul Invasion in Long Beach, brought to you by Westside Scooter Club, which I am a part of, but I haven't been able to ride with due to the fact that my Vespa is out of commission too. So I have no bikes to ride, which is kind of a bummer. But repairs will have to wait until after the wedding and when I have the money saved up, because it's going to be pretty pricey. This is by far the biggest repair I've needed to do on it. Not 100% sure what it is. I sent it to my guy. I sent a video to my guy that works on my scooter, and he's thinking it's going to be pretty steep. Just like a lot of labor, a lot of work. But he charges $50 an hour. He charges like half what the other guys do. So, and he does amazing work. So it's like, well, and it helps him out. It gives him work too. He's been doing this forever. So, so yeah. I mean, I won't be able to do the ride tomorrow. They have a Scoot Invasion and Soul Invasion. So I'm going to be doing the things in the evening with the DJs and bands and stuff, but won't be able to do the ride this year, which is a bummer. But it's a real bummer. But I haven't ridden in I haven't ridden in like 2 months. Oh, I haven't ridden in 2 months. That's just such a sad thing. And I'm like itching to ride. I'm itching so bad. I want to ride so bad. But actually, there's like a little bit of a silver lining to that. I'm going on a ride with Chuck, one of my friends that I met at the Huntington Beach car show, the Saturday morning car show there, and he rides. He's got a couple modern Vespas, and so he's putting together a ride on Sunday, unrelated to Scoot Invasion, Soul Invasion. But he, I gotta sneeze. I'm getting over a cold. Had a cold, or like kind of stuffy and sneezy for the last week. Oh man, I'm gonna have to blow my nose now, huh? Anyway, he's letting me borrow his GTS 250. I think it's GTS 250. Anyway, modern Vespa 250cc, super cool. I've never ridden a modern Vespa before, and he's been wanting to get me on one of his bikes for like a long time, because he's like, oh, modern's the way to go. It's so comfortable. It's fuel injected. There's disc brakes. It's just like a totally different ride. You don't have to think about shifting. I'm like, I love that though. I love shifting. I love two-stroke. I like all that stuff. I like the vintage. but yeah, I mean, if your goal is to just like hop on and go, they're perfect, you know. And actually, not that I can do it right now, but probably, hopefully within the year or so, I'm wanting to buy a motorcycle, not another scooter, but a motorcycle, something new in 2022. Looking at the 2022 Triumph Bonneville T100, 900cc, fuel injected, 5-speed, and also the 2022 Royal Enfield Interceptor 650, 5-speed, fuel injected. Yeah, I just want to be able to like go on rides, just like hop on, go, not have to worry. Is it jetted right? Am I gonna seize? You know. You know, is the carburetor tuned correctly? Is it gonna run? You know, is it gonna be boggy? Is it gonna run way too lean? I've had those problems on the Vespa, and I mean, I love my Vespa to death. I absolutely love it. It's like almost a 40-year-old bike, and it's got 40-year-old bike problems, you know. So it's kind of, it's a love relationship, but it's a love frustration relationship. We'll say that. But yeah, I've got a lot of things going on in my life right now. A lot of really big things, and but I think positive. I think everything is positive. It is. A lot of money being spent, but that's okay. It's all for things that are good and positive. So it's just crazy, you know, when life is like. Life is just kind of like chilling. Excuse me. When life is just kind of chugging along, and then all of a sudden, like a bunch of stuff starts happening. You're just like, whoa, what? Like after COVID, like I did like nothing during COVID. Not nothing, but I did not a whole lot was going on, events and stuff. And then after COVID, there was just like once it kind of like lifted. All this stuff was going on. I was just like, whoa. I felt like so overwhelmed. Even though it wasn't probably much more than I would normally be doing, like before COVID. It was just like, it was overwhelming. It really was. There was a lot going on. I felt like I was being pulled all these different ways. So it kind of feels like that now in a sense. Like there's a lot going on. A lot of different ways I'm being pulled, but it's good. I mean, it's a positive thing. I could keep rambling all day about, I guess, what's going on, but I mean, we're going on 18 and a half minutes now, so I will, go ahead. All right, go ahead. Driving. But yeah, I'll sign off, I guess. September 1st, 2023. 5:25 p.m.